up? Oh man, it feels good in the hood. There we go. What's going on, everybody? It is David. Welcome back to Lunar Beaches Crypto. I am your host, as always, for swim every Sunday. That is Sunday workshops, interpreting markets. Today, we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to start off the show by doing my usual live stuff, and then I will bring people on. So maybe about 30 minutes of me doing my thing, and then I will bring people on through the Discord. Please join the Discord, get verified, and say hello. Looks like my mic is a little low. Let's turn myself up a little bit. I can barely hear myself on my... There we go. That's good. All right, guys. Welcome to Lunar Beaches Crypto. I am David. Today, I am going to be going over some news. We're going to go over some CoinMarketCap. We're going to go over the Dixie. We're going to go over the SPX, the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ. We're going to go over Bitcoin, macro picture. We're going to go over Bitcoin strategies, 5-minute candle, 15-minute candle sessions, all this stuff. Hopefully, you guys will enjoy and can pick up something today. I think today will be a good day for learning. And then we'll do some stuff with the charts, and then we will get to the Discord, and I will open it up to LBC members. But first, let's go ahead and jump on over to the CoinMarketCap. Take a look at what we're looking at. All right, guys. Right now, we got a fear and greed index of 39. It is slightly in the fear. It's almost neutral. To be honest with you, I'm thinking that this thing needs to tick down a little more before we see more price movement to the upside. Does anybody care about this stuff up here? There's 1.8 million cryptos. There's 669 exchanges, which... What? Their market cap is 1.05 trillion, so we're still holding $1 trillion market cap. 24-hour volume is only $14 billion for the entire market. $14 billion for the entire market. Guys, I did $250,000 in trading volume in just a few days last week. 24-hour volume, 14.66 billion. Dominance, Bitcoin has left 50, it looks like. Is that 49.2? I'm gonna write that down. It might be something we need to look at, Bitcoin dominance. That pen doesn't work. How are you guys doing? All right. So we got that. We're gonna be doing that. All right. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's sitting at about 26.6. It's been sitting there for a while. Ethereum below 1,600 now. XRP, we're sitting at 51 cents. So that one's been creeping up a little bit. It's up 2% on the week. See 24-hour volume. Bitcoin 6.3 billion. Lots of tether. That's well, I mean, you're gonna have your stables moving a lot more than anything else, really. Ethereum, almost $2 billion of trading volume. What about XRP? Ooh, $360 million in trading volume in the last 24 hours. It's not a lot. Whatever has the most trading volume, it is going to be the easiest chart to trade. Just because it is going to be, it's not going to be as wiki, it's not going to have the scam wicks or any of that stuff, you know. Typically, Bitcoin does have its spikes and its drops, but they're not like as significant as, you know, an altcoin, you know, dropping 20% in 5 minutes. You know, Bitcoin can drop 5-10%, but that is still small compared to 20%. Obviously, it's lesser. Yeah. The really cool thing that I found on here last night on CoinMarketCap, because I don't really come to this site often. I might start coming to it more often if you guys do enjoy what's going on here. I had 4 viewers. I guess you guys don't enjoy it because I had 4 viewers. Now you're gone because I'm going over CoinMarketCap. Did you just want to come to trade? That's fine. Tell me. Don't just leave. Tell me. Anyways, this was pretty funny. I actually found this pretty funny. FTX bankruptcy estate. So this is basically every coin that FTX is going to be selling. But the thing is that this isn't a chart of who or how much they are selling. And you know, it doesn't really matter. I think most of that is a bunch of noise anyway. So real world assets. This one I still haven't figured out what exactly they mean by real world assets. I'm going to have to dig deeper into that, and I think it is stuff that is in use, being used. But then again, I mean, XRP is being used, but Bitcoin is being used, Ethereum is being used. So I don't really know. I know probably it's linked to something. I don't know. There's, you know, there's a bunch of DAOs in here, so it must be. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna have to look at that, but another cool thing on here is, no, was it news that I went? No, go back. Valkyrie, wait, go back. Valkyrie eyes October launch for Bitcoin futures ETF. Interesting. Let's open that up. If you guys ever want to know where you get your little scroll thing from, I can do it for you. Valkyrie eyes October launch for Bitcoin futures ETF. Asset manager Valkyrie Funds is gearing up to launch its Bitcoin ETF. In a recent tweet from James Seyffart, a research analyst. That's a funny name, Seyffart. Fart. A research analyst with Bloomberg Intelligence, Valkyrie Funds updated its post-effective date for a leveraged Bitcoin futures ETF. This product's initial filing was made on March 15th, Seyffart noted. However, the asset management firm has set its sights on a revised October 20th launch date. October 20th. Okay. Valkyrie has thrown its hat into the ring alongside prominent asset manager firms like BlackRock and Fidelity and Grayscale, all vying for approval to introduce a spot Bitcoin ETF. Why didn't they mention Grayscale in this article? Is it because they won their lawsuit? Is that why they didn't mention Grayscale? Is it because they won their lawsuit against the SEC? Is that why? Things that make you go, Valkyrie jockeys for position. Yeah, we just did that. Also, new updated post-effective date. This thing was originally filed on May 15th, 2023. Actively managed the exposure from 100 to 200% long BTC. Institutional interest in ETFs is growing. Valkyrie is not alone in pursuing an ETF. Other established players, including Invesco, WisdomTree, and Direxion, I have not heard of Direxion. They're also in the race to gain that ETF status. And Gary Gensler, of course, is still not supporting crypto ETFs. What a douchebag. U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission Chair Gary Gensler was recently questioned about approving cryptocurrency spot ETFs during a Senate Banking Committee hearing on September 12th. However, Gensler emphasized the need for vigilant oversight of the crypto space while failing to answer clearly on crypto spot ETF approvals. Someone asked him, if the court says that the ETFs are legit and they're fine, will you back off on, or will you will that satisfy you? Whatever. Will you approve of this? And he said no. Court says it's okay. Courts say it's okay, but Dirty Gary Gensler says nope. I don't care. I don't care about none of that. Okay. Well, man, I really hope he can be just booted. All right, next on the chopping block, we have controversial WorldCoin, which is the ChatGPT coin, or OpenAI, I should say. Controversial, they make the ChatGPT. WorldCoin scans retinas at ETH NYC, skips over its messy history. In our ongoing series, exploring the increasing intersections of blockchain and AI, we've highlighted both novel approaches to combining the two exponential technologies in sectors like healthcare that impact everyone. That is something I'm going to want to read later. That impact everyone, as well as how blockchain can ensure both privacy and transparency. The latter is particularly important given the risk posed by AI, its potential to eliminate millions of jobs, including those previously deemed more immune to technology, the acceleration of deepfakes that threaten our increasingly slippery hold on the reduction in the ability of humans to control weapons of mass destruction, and more. You can find this article over here at modernconsensus.com. This is a website that I do recommend for some crypto news. modernconsensus.com. It's got cryptocurrencies, politics, regulation, commentary, the Modern Consensus, markets report, and innovators. It's just a good place for news. And is Big Brother attempting to recruit all the young devs? This is the one that I was just, controversial WorldCoin scans retinas. That's the one that I was just reading. So you can come over here. It's the top story on the page right now currently. FTX CEO comes after SPF's parents. Revolutionizing healthcare with blockchain and AI. That's probably this thing that I clicked on. Yep. Definitely want to read that. Gary. Other crap. Blah, 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 blah. And we will... That's going to be it for that. This website right here, Lunar Crush. I wanted to show you guys this today as well. So this website's pretty cool. This gives you like a good market sentiment on everything. Every coin. I could sit here. I'll sit here. Let's look at XRP. All right. Over here we've got price 51 cents. If I come scroll down, or I could, let's see. Let's just click on social media mentions. Let's take away the price. Social media mentions. Okay, kind of flat. It's not really doing a whole lot right here. Social engagements, a little bit right here and here. Sorry for this ad. Let's take away this though, and I'm gonna put on bullish sentiment. You can see this thing. What did it add volume down here? Get rid of this. There we go. But bullish sentiment got really high right here. We can go check at the price. What was happening right here? I don't even know. Let's see where my dates are. 9/22. All right, this is the last week. Let's go to the last year, so we can there we go. That's what I wanted to look at. So our price is going to be the green. So the green is our price, and this is our sentiment. So our sentiment exploded right here. What happened right here? This was just Christmas Eve. Prices in the gutter. It's not really doing anything, but for some reason we got some bullish. Must have been some bullish news or something. There's some more bullish sentiment here, and that preempted this little run up here. But then you see bullish sentiment fall off, and then it just freaking explodes. Now, how often has it done this throughout its history? Let's go to 2 year. Every time sentiment dies off, and it starts picking up, and then we get a move up. Let's go to the max. Let's see if it has an all-time. See, this is, yeah. So big bullish sentiment, bam, 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 and the next thing you know, big pop in price, but nothing really to follow that. Really bullish here, while price is all the way down here. Doesn't really make sense, does it? Who knows? Volatility. Let's look at volatility. Volatility being the pink. Let's go ahead and pick something else other than XR. Cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin. Volatility. All right, now let's go to the monthly chart. What we got here is affiliate to communicate. So volatility starts to ramp up right before that last big drop down to 25K before we ramp up. So market sentiment bullish, no, this is volatility, my bad. Volatility picks up, of course, after we have a big pop, big drop. Volatility is just skyrocket in that moment because we did a big wave, then we settle out. But yeah, this is something we can come back and look at. We can look at the 3-month, the 6-month, see volatility really pick up right here and then just go completely flat dead. Volatility starts to pick up again after it bottoms out down here. And then next thing you know, dead price action. Another cool thing about this, we can come down, scroll down, and this is on all of them. You come down here and scroll down, we can see the high of the last 6 months anyway, whatever you have clicked up here. The high of the last 6 months is 31.5K basically. 25K is the low. Current alt rank, which is not even an altcoin, it's freaking Bitcoin. But volatility in the last 6 months has changed minus 31.4%. I don't even know what that means, but I guess that means that volatility has died down. Let's see here. Top influencers. These are the people that talk about Bitcoin the most. Bitcoin Magazine, surprising. Bitcoin News, surprising. Bitcoin Archive, surprising. No, this is clear sarcasm. Then, of course, Altcoin Daily. They talk about everything under the sun. There was something else that I saw. I think maybe it was the global crypto, global metrics. This was pretty cool. I wanted to show this, and then we'll move on to some charts, guys. So the global metrics. So here we go. Top coins by social media mention. So this is the top 10. We've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, Solana, Binance Coin, Arbitrum, Uniswap, Pepe, Cardano, and Shiba Inu. Last night, I know XRP was up in here, and they're not anymore. So this thing does regularly update. I don't remember seeing Dogecoin as far up here. So I don't know if something's going on with Dogecoin. But this is something that you can come to. You can look at. You can see top coins by social media mentions. You can see what is popular at the time. That can really help you. See where something might be in the money. In stocks, being in the money is a good thing. Being out of the money is a bad thing. So being in the money is good because that means there's money in the market to move the market. Okay? That means there's money to be traded. Top price gainers, pools.finance. Stellar is actually on this list. Bitcoin Cash is actually on this list. Wild. So this is pretty cool. Pretty cool site. It's called Lunar Crush. Unaffiliated. Probably should get affiliated. And then go from there. Alright. Let us do some charts. I said I wanted to save that for later. If you guys enjoyed the news section of this live stream, please hit that like button. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. and hit that notification bell to be notified for when I drop new content and when I go live. All right, let's go ahead and get up on some Dixie. Let's get let's get on some Dixie. All right, baby, let's go. All right, I still have this one day fair value gap up. Now, with this 1 day fair value gap, this daily FVG, I should say. I'm looking. Well, actually, I'm not even gonna. Let's stop. All right, let's take a look at our RSI real quick. Our RSI is going down. Our price from this point right here, our price is going up. What does it mean when this happens? So everybody knows this. Everybody probably knows that this is called bearish divergence. But do you know why? Why is it bearish? Why is this bearish? Why is this bearish? Why is this bearish? Well, I'll tell you why. It is because right there we have an RSI that is flat on the tops, okay? While price is moving up. So what that means is that the strength of the asset that you are looking at, the strength of it is not matching the price. Meaning, price is setting higher highs while the RSI, the strength, the relative strength, is basically flat, kind of down a little bit. So what that tells me is that there's not much strength to maintain this move, which makes it bearish. So what I'm looking for is I am looking for it to reach a point in the chart, a high time frame point of interest, for it to reject from. I want it to reject. Where can we find that? Where is it? Where is it going? Where is it? Where is it going to stop? That's the big question for the Dixie. Where is it going to stop? Right now, if I just look at the highs here, obviously we've already broken that one, so I can point that one here. We haven't made it to this one here. That one's at 105.58. 105.58, and then over here we have 107.195. 107.195. 107.19. And then 107.88 or 108. And then all the way up here at the fair value gap, the bottom of that is 108.44, and the top of that is 109.45. Get on the right thing. There we go. Get on the right thing. There we go. So, those are the Dixie levels. If this thing pops up right here and we get a higher high, let me go ahead and, if the RSI pops up, you can really see that deviation here. You can really see it now. It's a pretty strong. But this is maintaining, but this is going flat. All right, so anyway, if you see a pop, let me open this back up. If you see a pop above this red line here, above this trend, while price pops up itself, that's actually an indication that the move is strong and it is likely to continue to reach that point of interest. However, on the flip side of that, if this line is to come up to here and reject and price moves up, that's when I would be looking to short the Dixie, if you could short the Dixie. But that's when I would be looking to long an asset, maybe. But the thing about that is I can come over here and I can go side by side right here, and I can put Bitcoin over here, and I can drag this down, and I can show you. I'm gonna do it clean. Let me get a clean chart. All right. Of course, I don't have a clean chart over here either. Why do I shouldn't have alerts on my index chart. I don't trade with this chart. Why do I have alerts on it? All right, so we can see, is this on the daily also? Okay, this is on the daily also. So last week, let me just do. So we see this move down right here. Where are we at over here? We're right here. Big move down here in the Dixie. Big move up in Bitcoin. Then another move down in the Dixie. Bitcoin sits, same spot, consolidates to $300 range, consolidates. Dixie moves up, Bitcoin goes down. Dixie moves up, Bitcoin goes down. Dixie moves up, Bitcoin goes up. When did Bitcoin go up? It wasn't when this was going down. It started right here. It actually started right here. Then we move up. Bitcoin with Bitcoin at the same time. Move down with Bitcoin. Actually, kind of a little funky last week. Of course, we had the FOMC last week, so kind of to be expected. Things aren't really going to line up. Maybe we get back in the more so Dixie does this thing one day and Bitcoin does the opposite, more one-to-one correlation. It's never one-to-one correlation with these assets, with these two in particular, Bitcoin and the Dixie. But I wonder if we can go over to USDT.D, the dominance, and look at that. Let's take a look at the dominance. So we see, is this on the daily? Yep. So you can see it's basically a one-to-one when it comes to, look at that. It's the exact same thing upside down. Look, let me flip this. Just flip it. Why can't I have to come? I thought I could just flip this easily. What is it? This one? Yeah. Invert. There we go. Look, it's the exact same chart. Upside down. Exact same chart. Upside down. One-to-one. Basically. I mean, it's basically one-to-one. USDT dominance and Bitcoin. Could probably do this even crazier here. We can go USDT dominance slash, well, what if I do plus USDC.D. So this is USDT.D plus USDC.D. So this is both USDT and USDC dominances. Okay? Now, I wonder, I haven't looked into this prior, so we're going to go 4 hour, let's go 1 hour and 1 hour. Okay? Let's do this. Let's do this. And I'm going to invert this back. What do the USDT and USDC dominance look like they're about to do? This kind of looks like a bull flag to me. So if I can grab trend line, let's get rid of this. So this looks like a bullish pennant rather, not a bull flag, but a bullish pennant, because the pennant is the more of a triangle. So that's your bullish pennant. I am going to be doing more patterns on this show for people that are newer, just so they can help see shapes in the market, because the shapes in the market kind of tell a story. Like this tells you what? This tells you there's consolidation going on in here, right? Right. So if I was to draw a, let's say this one popped up, comes down, does not set a new low. Let's just go from here to here. That would get us about up into this fair value gap up here almost. What I do like to do also is I will take the low to the high. Then I will draw out my apex, which is the midpoint of the triangle. And then I will place the low to the high on that apex. And then I will mark it off. And then that pretty much nails that fair value gap up here. So if USDC and USDT dominances both go up, what does that mean? That means people are pulling their money out of the market and putting it and holding USDT and USDC. What does that mean? That means money's coming out of Bitcoin and crypto, and it means blood in the streets. That's what that means. So when we have Bitcoin looking basically the exact same, except this is more coming from a bottoming structure-ish. It's more of like a, yeah, that's a bottom, but we're going to retrace and then roll over is what I'm hoping for. But if we come over here to Bitcoin, we can see we've got the same thing going on over here. I still have the magnet on, turn that off. Basically same thing going on over here, except in reverse. So, and this is a bear pennant. So if we have a bull pennant here and a bear pennant here, then where is price likely to go? Maybe we come and take out these lows. Maybe we just hit this start of this impulse here, right there. I could see that. That would be fine for me. Hello, Tony. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you, brother. We need to get some more people in here. I'm about to open up the floor to Discord members. Discord members. Said I was going to go over a bunch of stuff, but I might have to start doing an hour. Get on here earlier and do an hour and then open up Discord for the members, because apparently I took up a lot more time than I thought I would doing my little intro. I got to the charts later than I thought I would, so which is fine. It's fine. I really wanted to go over some of that stuff with you guys. So yep. Yeah, so we got a little pop-up coming in here. This is USDC plus USDT dominances. So that just tells me that there's money flowing into the stable coins, which means they are flowing out of assets. So that is bearish. Right? Right. And this looks like it's ready to move up. Yep. If you look at BTC Dom on the weekly, we broke and retested a resistance that it was trapped under for 2 years. BTC Dom. Let's go. I did write down that I wanted to go over the BTC dominance. Let's go to the BTC.D dominance. Go to the, what did you say, Tony? You said on the weekly. Trapped under for 2 years. I assume you mean this right here. The fact that we were just trapped under this resistance here. Actually, let me do a square. Squares are always better because they show you, they give you a range. But basically, that right there. Let's bring it down because we did have a little tap there. So yeah, basically came down and found support on top of that, and Bitcoin dominance can move up for sure. The only thing is with this, this looks kind of healthy. That's not necessary. If BTC falls, alt's gonna bleed hard. Yes, but don't confuse, or you may. I mean, you might not be, but people shouldn't conflate Bitcoin dominance with the Bitcoin price. The reason for that is Bitcoin dominance can go up while Bitcoin's price is flat, and alts can bleed without Bitcoin falling. Because that's just money being pulled out of altcoins and being put into Bitcoin. Even if Bitcoin's not even moving up, if it's just flat going sideways, in a range, $500,000 range, maybe $2,000, $3,000 range, but if it's just ranging and that dominance is climbing, then that's just money coming out of alts and going into Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin falls, if Bitcoin pumps, Bitcoin falls, obviously that always has an effect on altcoins as well. As far as them bleeding, I'm not entirely sure how much more bleeding there can be for altcoins. It seems like if there was going to be a lot of altcoins to bleed, they've probably done almost just about max of what they can do, unless they're a newer project that came out in the last 2 years, because those projects have yet to find their first bottom. So if a project has never found its first bottom, and what I mean by that is project comes out, right? Typically, this is what you'll typically see. You'll typically see maybe a slight run up at the beginning, but then a crash. It almost always happens when a coin first comes out. And then it'll stabilize. Maybe it'll have a little run, and then it'll come down, and it'll crash even further. It's not until you come up here and break this and set a new all-time high that a bottom has been put in that you can work off of. So I don't really care. I don't trade coins that are less than 2 years old or haven't put in a bottom and then a new all-time high, because I don't have a full cycle to reference. So yeah, I just don't mess with that stuff. If I'm going to pick up something like that, it is going to be a long-term hold, and I'm spot buying, and I'm not putting in a whole lot of money. I'll just put it that way. I might put some money into it, because if I put money into it, then I expect it to go up. Sorry, I got little. Just thinking, if BTC drops to 24K, that's around a 10% drop. If dominance is over 50%, I think alt's gonna dump 20 to 30%, in my opinion. Well, let's go to Ethereum. Let's just go to Ethereum. Let's go to a better chart than this. ETH USD. Let's go to Coinbase. What the? Oh, I think I hit the space bar. Oops. All right, so Of course, I drew this channel on here earlier this week. Get rid of this. So the most prominent one that could see a drop would be ETH. ETH probably more on the ooh, my goodness. So new lows for ETH are just out of the question unless you think it's gonna die. That's basically everything. But some alts maybe. Let's go to something a little less. Let's go to KuCoins. And let's go to just pick AVAX. AVAX. All right, so AVAX, and actually let's see if I can find one that's got a lot of history on it. A lot more history. All right, so AVAX hasn't set a new low. It has set a new low from here. Yep. And of course, we've got these were equal lows. This is on a weekly chart, people. This stuff still plays out. Mind-boggling. But AVAX. Let's see how much more. Let's just go from current price down to this fair value gap right here on the weekly chart. I mean, that's a 50% drop from current price. It's not impossible. This is one where I would say AVAX is one of those that I was just talking about where it hasn't really found a bottom yet because it hasn't gone through a full cycle. Yes, we did create a high. We had this drop here initially, but I don't know if this is going to be the low. I don't. There's no way for me to know. There's not enough information on here. If a coin is only 2 years old, there's not enough information from a macro perspective to be able to really build off of, to build some TA off of. I can see here and I can point out highs that, you know, there's buy stops here, buy stops here, buy stops here. There's a fair value gap up here that I can see. I can see all of that. But I also see this fair value gap down here. And this is on a weekly time frame. So who's to say that it's not going to drop another 50-60%? I don't know because we haven't gone through a full bull bear cycle for AVAX. So I'm not really comfortable myself personally trading. Now, investment maybe, but then again, even if I were to just spot buy this and this thing goes down 50%, I'll lose 50%. But then again, don't invest more than you're willing to lose. That's just how it is. Shut up, Siri. I wasn't talking to you. So if I come down here, and let's just say this is the bottom, and then we come up here, well, now I've got something I can go off of. Now I know this is a bottom. This is a bottom that I can go off of, right? If we come down here and we hit that fair value gap on the weekly, that's a bottom that I can go off of, especially if it just comes up and breaks a high. Anything that will come up and break a high doesn't even necessarily have to be an all-time high. If it goes ahead and breaks a high and changes market structure to where it does something, actually it'd probably be this high here where the price comes up. If I can get my tool to work, price comes up, breaks that high, and then comes back down, finds a fair value gap, an order block, something that's inside of here, hits that, and then reverses to the upside, then I am looking like, okay, this could be a bottom. This could be a bottom. This could be what I was looking for, you know, whatever it is. Then I could also say, hey, what else does this kind of look like to me? Oh, it kind of looks like a head and shoulders where I can go left, down, and then bang, right there. Head and shoulders pattern right then and there. Then I can go ahead and I could draw a tool. And I could take a drawing tool and I could take it down to the head and take it to the neckline. And then I can place this up here. And then I can see, oh, where does that get me out to? Oh, imagine that. It gets me out to oh, I don't know, this fair value gap right here, it takes me up to there. It takes me up to this candle right here. What is also significant about this candle? Nothing. Absolutely nothing is significant about this candle. Just kidding. It takes out this low right here with this wick. Takes out this low. It's the last low of this move up right here. So it takes out that low. I mean, there's a lot of orders in here. Obviously, we have a big wick back up, but we do get a candle body close. Now, this candle body did close below here, so that would be actually more inclined to go with this fair value gap that is sitting just right there, because this is the candle that broke this support here. So that is my clean market structure shift. Now, if I'm looking to be shorting, then I am looking for a clear market structure shift, but this is on the weekly, so you're going to find your market structure shifts on your lower time frames. Let's take a look. BNB looks similar to AVAX, and it is on a crucial support on the weekly. Yes, and it is another one, I believe, that is less than 2 years old. Trying to see. Okay, we'll get away from AVAX. All right, so yeah, you got that on AVAX. So I would just be looking for AVAX. I would be looking for us to put in a bottom that is similar looking to this, some kind of inverse head and shoulders, some Wyckoff accumulation to really push us out, but really want to look at the market structure shift that is just so common that it's almost comical. So you get a market structure shift. There's usually a fair value gap that is printed down to here. The market structure shift is us. So market structure, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Market structure, here's your market structure right there, okay? There's your market structure coming down into this pattern down here, okay? So this is your market structure. So this put in a high, and then it put in a low. So this high is a swing level. Because that is a swing level, I want to mark that off, and I want to see price come up and break that, and then come down. This is called a change of character. Come down into a fair value gap and then bounce from there. That's what I'm looking for. I would put it, right at my low, and then I would just go for probably either tops here, or I would go for that top right there. That's what I would go for. Look at that 149% move without leverage, and at a risk of 30%. We'll just put this at 30%. Basically a 5-to-1 risk to reward, or reward to risk ratio. So risk to reward ratio. So there you go. There's a possible trade on AVAX. This is super into the future. There's no telling. This thing hasn't bottomed yet because we haven't popped up to show us a bottom yet, right? So that's what we're waiting for on AVAX and probably most altcoins. BNB was mentioned, so let's go ahead and take a look at BNB. I do want to go BNB, USD. I do want to go to the Binance chart because I'm going to see a lot more there. BNB looks similar to AVAX and is on crucial support on the weekly, Tony says. So, yep. On the weekly. Yep. So, just like with Bitcoin, guys, we're holding the lows here, which is good. We don't want to break this low. Don't want to break this low. Break this low, Doomtown. Bye-bye. Look at this. Look at all this right here. If I go ahead and I throw up a volume profile on here, I can go from bottom to top up here, and we can take a look. Look at that. Look at that. It doesn't. BNB does not look good. That does not look good. This looks like it needs to come down and fill up some gaps up in here. If I just go from the consolidation, this range up in here, we can see what we're looking at there. So we are at the value area low. So that also helps confirm that if we do break down from here, it's look out below. But if we can get a pop up, maybe we get a pop up to the point. What is this thing called again? Why am I drawing a blank? Someone help. Why can't I think of? Thank you. Point of control. Jesus. Up to my point of control. Yeah, and then maybe roll over. But what we could also see, what we would probably want to see, is it to come up above that point of control and then come back down, test it for support, and then shift to the upside. That's what we want to see if we want to be bullish whatsoever, especially this time in the market. There's no precedent for Bitcoin to go lower. No precedent, no historical precedent for Bitcoin to go lower. That 12K number, if that 12K number comes, we will not get a pop from 12K up. It will not bounce from 12K. It will not happen. We will fall into the 10s, if not lower than 10K. We will not get a bounce from 12K. I can't promise you because it's not financial advice. I'm just telling you, we will not get a bounce at 12K. It does to get a bounce at 12K. But if you are a 4-year cycle person, then we literally cannot set a new low. It would just be completely unprecedented from past Bitcoin cycles. So we literally cannot do it and stay on track with previous Bitcoin cycles. So if you want to stay on track and continue with the halving thing and all that stuff, Bitcoin needs to hold where it is at currently and needs to continue higher. Let me go here. I'm going to pick BTC USD. USD. We're going to pick the index. Okay. So, and this is something that I did see Blockchain Backer point out, so I will go over it. I don't want to say that I don't want to say this is mine by any means, but I mean anybody could have seen it. That what looks at charts, but he did a great job. I do recommend you go watch his latest video. He did a great job of breaking this down, as far as showing previous cycles compared to this cycle. So a lot of people are, so his thesis, and I agree, which is why I'm sharing it. His thesis is, well, I should share stuff that I don't agree with too, just to kind of, be level, be fair. But anyway, basically what he's saying is like this whole thing is different from this whole thing. And he's right. How is it different? Well, first we did get our pop up, right? What is the main difference? This ABC. That is the main difference. It's ABC down to come back, test these lows, and then shift up. That is what marks the end of a super cycle. Now, if we are going to go into a bullish cycle, we are going to want to see more of 2017. See, this is more reminiscent of the current cycle that we just had, whereas this is kind of what we are looking at now as far as on the recovery end. So BC Backer points this out, and it is true, and in bullish markets, this is how you see things. You see a consolidation, and then you see a move out of the range. You see a consolidation, right? You see a consolidation, then a move out of the range. And then you see a consolidation, and then you see a move out of the range, right? It's just a stair step all the way up. We see consolidation. I really wish this thing would click when I click it. See consolidation, move up to the next range. And that's what it is. It's just boring sideways consolidation, move up. Boring sideways consolidation, move up. Boring sideways consolidation, move up. And this stuff is lasting, let's see, from when we get into the range. This is going, I mean, this is 200 days, guys, in these ranges. 200 days just about. Another, what is this, 100-something days in this range. Like, these are long periods of time that we're in these ranges, but we're constantly creating higher lows and moving up, constantly creating higher lows and moving up. Now, if you look at the weekly chart and you're sitting here, you're probably kind of freaking out because you're seeing lower lows being put in on the chart. And maybe, if you're looking at this, you're thinking, if you're near patterns guy, you're thinking, okay, well, this actually looks bullish. So we can actually go from the flagpole. We can go from the top to the bottom, and we can do this. And what does that get us up to? It gets us up into this range right here. But what's going to inevitably happen when this price doesn't get hit on this initial move up and we come down? People are going to get wrecked because people cannot hold. They get emotionally wrecked. Why? Because that's just market psychology. That is trading in a nutshell. So what I would do is I would just go for the equal high, or not the equal high. I would just go for the high. Tag that high. Take the high. Then you see the pullback, and maybe that's something that you want to get into because you have a fair value gap down here. I don't know if you can see it, but you have a gap. You have this beautiful price delivery here. Then you have this quick move down here into this gap, and there is a gap here on the weekly chart that we move into. We move into that gap, and then we move away. Well, first we come up, and then we build, consolidate, accumulate, and then we move. We continue the march forward. So that's yeah. So that's Bitcoin on a macro scale. So basically, if I can just do this real quick, and then I will go into the Discord and I will let people come on in, those that want to join. If nobody is in there and wants to join, then I will just keep on talking until I can't. So right now, this is what we're looking at, right? With Bitcoin, we're sitting here, we're we've come down, we created a resistance for, how long was this going on for? This went on 273 days. So 3/4 of a year. Whew. That was a long time. And then we finally broke out of that, and now we're in our next range. So what was I just talking about? Ranges. What do we want to see? We want to see ranges. We want to see ranges. We just want to see a steady march higher is what we want to see. Just anything up. And then doesn't matter how the consolidation is, then a move up, consolidation, and then a move up, and then consolidation. That is what we want to see from a bullish environment, from a bullish perspective. If you don't want to see that, if you want everything to go to Doomtown, if you don't want to make money other than on shorting the market, and you want your HODL bags to go to zero, fine. You can have whatever you want in this world. I don't really care. For me personally, I would much rather the asset class be bullish, but it's really, really, really hard when I go over to the SPX and I see this. Let me get this off of the screen. And I see this. Did I do this on a daily? I think I did. I see this. This does not look good to me. This is a head and shoulders pattern. This is coming off of, man, I changed this last night. On my phone? Why didn't it change on here? All right, let me redo this real quick. Apply defaults. 0. No. Yes. Change. Gold. For golden pocket. Change. Gold. For golden pocket. 0.65. Go away, go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. Don't want any of you. And I don't want a background. Get rid of that background. I just want my levels. I want to change my 50 to a red so I can see that a little better. And then there we go. What do we got? What if the range we are in now is just displacement and we take a drop and blast through the previous range? Hold on, let me get back to that. So this is what I'm looking at for the SPY, the S&P index. So as you can see, we've already gone through the golden pocket retracement I want to get rid of this trend line. This is annoying. Get rid of the trend line. And let's go ahead and add a 786 in there. So we've taken out the 786. We've come down and we bearishly retested that 786. And we're coming down. We do have a head and shoulders pattern up in here. I can go through all of this again very easily. Very easily. But we do have equal lows down here, which I think would get us down to this gap down here at about 39.88. So if the SPY is going to crumble down and take out these lows down here, what does that mean for the rest of the market? Typically not good. It's typically not good for the rest of the market. So I'm keeping my eyes on the SPY, on that head and shoulders pattern, because yeah, it looks a little dangerous over there. We do have this gap right here that we could gap up into before moving lower, or it could just completely reverse to the upside and for some whatever reason. But we did set a lower low here. From here, we set a lower low from here, and this is the low that I think I would be most concerned about. Is this low here? We take out that low. We do this full extension here, and we take out these lows. I don't know. Maybe that's fuel that gets us to push the price higher into new all-time highs. That's going to be a big question for when we get to it. But for now, I'm kind of bearish on the SPX, which makes me bearish on markets in general, really. But yeah, let's go back to Bitcoin, because I want to look up something that Tony Soprano had mentioned. He says, what if the range we are in now is just displacement, and we take a drop and blast through the previous range? Displacement. Talking about this being displacement? Well, or is this displacement? Honestly, don't. Because this is displacement. Any kind of quick move like that, that's displacement. So I don't know. I'm not quite sure I understand what you're saying. With that said, let's go ahead and open up the Discord. And let's bring some people on. Beep, boop, 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 boop. Hey, if you're enjoying this stream, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Share with your friends. Comment in the comment section down below. Hit that notification bell to be notified whenever I create new content and when I go live. I do plan on putting out a lot more videos, and I do plan on being live during the week a little more, showing my own personal trades that I am in. I really want to be transparent with you guys with my trading. I know a lot of people just post their wins, and it's like, hey, look at me, I'm making killer money. Well, everybody that's been in my Discord for an extended period of time, they have seen me get my account liquidated at least twice, and it sucks, but I'll always bounce back. Always bounce back. I have no problem bouncing back whatsoever. Let's go to the so you're holding it until New York close. Here's something algorithmic to consider. Is there any correlation between the Asian open candle and the New York 930? I don't know. We can go over that, Moose. If you are going to join, I'm going to go ahead and put out the reminder to everybody on here. We are in here in the Beach Club. Let's send an invite. Let's invite people. I'm going to copy the invite. I'm going to, Alex has joined. Are you Team Ben or Team Hit Network? I'm team for, and more information. Right now, it's really not looking good for TJ and them, to be honest with you. I think it looks to me like he got scared that, yeah, exactly. Team TA, baby. Just stay out of the drama. But drama's fun. The drama is the biggest story in all of crypto right now. It really is. I mean, outside of fundamentals, as far as like entertainment influencers and stuff like that, it is the biggest story. And it is fun to have our popcorn and watch it. Now, I don't know if I will. I don't really trust anybody. That's the thing. But I do have to say, I do love AJ. And I love Frankie. And hopefully Frankie makes the right decision. And in my opinion, the right decision is to step away from Hit Network. And that doesn't mean go join Ben. That just means step away from Hit Network and do your own damn thing. And if Ben can support you in that, and you want him to support you in that, I'm fully 100% behind that. I don't care. These people, these employees at Hit Network need to be able to do whatever is best for them. And I think Frank would absolutely kill it if he had complete control of his channel and he had his guys, Tony D, who's Tyler Durden, and those guys. You know, if he has those guys, he has that team, he'll be fine. Frankie's gonna be fine, especially since Ben said that Frankie's channel is the only one that brought in any revenue. Like as far as like from their content, is the only thing that brought in revenue. So, which I find hard to believe. You're getting some kind of content revenue from you know having 50,000 views on every single video. Until they became Discover Crypto. Oof. Ben's videos right now are getting like 20 to 40K. Hit Network videos, freaking maybe a few K. Maybe. Like, it's bad, dude. Hit Network is done. Hit Network is done, period. So, but, I don't want to get into the drama. Let's not get into the weeds. But let's come on over. I'm going to verify the verified people. Come hinder. Come in here. Join me. Let's bring you on. And let's talk crypto. And as I'm waiting for people or charts, as I'm waiting for people to come in here and join, can I mute the channel? I want to mute the channel. I guess I can exit it. I'm going to exit it. But y'all go in there, hop and swim, and let's talk charts. But for now, I want to go over these. I want to go over this 15-minute strategy real quick. So this is, I got to give him credit. This is Anonymous's findings. Now, I am trying to, I have added on to it like I do with everything that everybody finds in the Discord. I try to add on to it and try to find my own way, because I got to find my own way that makes sense to me, right? Something like this. Can I, So this is what Tony Soprano was saying. Let's move this over. So his comment was, Mrs. Otter birthday, gotta run, my man. Oh, happy birthday to Mrs. Otter. Everybody go say hey to Discover Up Crypto. Everybody say happy birthday to Mrs. Otter. All right, so this is what Tony Soprano says. Now this is taking out that low that shall not be taken out. In my opinion, take out this low, we're fucked. But anyway, let's see. What if the range we are in now is just displacement? I think you mean distribution. This would be distribution. Because because this would be like a manipulation move. So you have accumulation, distribution, and then manipulation. That's the power of 3. Just thinking, what if the range we are in now is just displacement or distribution, and we take a drop and blast through the previous range. The problem with that is this is months of accumulation in here, and this is months of consolidation in here. This is months of accumulation in here. I'm not saying it's obviously nothing is impossible. I don't see a case where we do this and Bitcoin bounces and we continue to rally. The bull run starts. I just don't see that case. In every previous cycle, this part right here marked the bottom. It marked the bottom. This is too far. This is too close to the halving. We have never had a drop. We have never created new all-time highs this close to the halving ever. So you got to think about that. Our bottoms almost always time up with right here in late October, November. Almost always bottoms time right there. And we do not set a new low before we go on to break a new all-time high. That is just going off of the historical perspective. That doesn't mean this cannot happen. It would just mean literally this time is different. Which it can be. It can be. Any time can be different. Any time can be different. I'm just saying that in order for Bitcoin to continue to follow any type of cycle that we have been in, it can't set these new lows. It has never done it before. So it would just be different. That's all I'm saying. So I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm not saying it won't happen. Obviously, anything can happen, and this time can be different. And we can drop down, and maybe it can go up. My whole point is that it has never done it before. So this close to the halving, it has never done it before. So that's just that's my operating thesis. So if my operating thesis is as such, and this low after we've broken into a new range and we've consolidated and we don't go up to break into another new range, that is not a sign of strength. That is a sign of weakness, and it would likely be a quick fall. So let's hold these lows if we want Bitcoin to remain bullish and set a new all-time high anytime soon, like within the next year or two. Otherwise, this is going to be an even much longer drawn-out bear market, in my opinion, and we will be in uncharted territory. So, because we will have done something different than we have done before. So, that's all it is. I'm not trying to argue with that or anything like that. I'm just trying to say it would just literally be different than any other previous Bitcoin cycle. So, which is fine. I mean, as a day trader, I'm more looking at the day-to-day price action. So, I kind of macro isn't really my thing. When I say it's not my thing, it's not that I don't look at it. It's just that it's not something that I study as religiously as I do, just everyday price action. When I'm trying to make, 1% moves at 100%, or 100x leverage so I can make 100% gain. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and go into the 15-minute theory. I'm going to take off. So first of all, this indicator that I have on here is called Sessions and ICT Kill Zones by 0x Crypto Vince. It says Fence at 139. In order for you to have a good view of how this is going to work, I can't see myself. Okay. In order for you to understand this, you're going to need, well, you don't necessarily need this, but it helps. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of the weekend sessions because I found that I just don't want to trade weekends, so I don't even want to think about it. I want my weekends to be free, as so should you, in my opinion. Do what you want to do, but let your weekends be free, okay? Enjoy time with your family and friends. I'm trading now. The max trades that I'll do in a week is like 10, 2 a day. And they're based off of these 2 strategies that we will be going over today, starting now. So, get this indicator, put it on your chart, show history for sessions and kill zones, show labels for sessions and kill zones. I changed my background color, my line style to solid, and then hide all. Include weekends for sessions. No, got rid of that. Include weekends for kill zones. No, gonna get rid of that too. No weekends. I don't want to look at weekends. We don't want to look at weekends. We want London. I'm gonna get rid of London, and I'm just gonna keep New York and Asia. I'm just gonna start off with New York. We're gonna start off with the. Let's get rid of the kill zones. Get rid of everything. I just want New York. All right. So let's just start off on Monday of last week, and let's see what kind of trades we could have done last week. Now, this will be the benefit of hindsight, but once you see it work over and over and over again, maybe that whole hindsight thing won't be such an issue. But let's just go ahead and dive right in. So this is per Anonymous from Discord. Please join the Discord. Link is in the. I thought I put a link in the chat. Maybe I didn't. Well, link will be in the description box down below. All right, so this is the entire New York session. Okay. Now, I am on the 15-minute. This is key, 15 minutes. And I'll also... No, I'll keep it on 15. All right. So, 15-minute kill zone starts 2.5 hours before markets open at 9:30. This is all UTC-4 New York Standard Time. We go off of New York's time, okay, guys? It just helps you better understand it. It helps me better understand it anyway. But anyway, so what I'm looking for is I'm going to be looking at the 9:30 15-minute candle. This is Moose's strategy, okay, guys? So if it doesn't work, blame him. But no, out of all seriousness, so what we are going to do is we want to set our daily bias. I wanted to get into daily bias this week. And essentially there's a couple of different ways for you to figure out your bias, for you to figure out your daily bias. Now, a lot of people assume that when you hear daily bias, that you are going into the day and you're like, I know it's going down today. I know it's going down today. What forms that bias? Previous price action? Did it hit a local high so you think it's going to drop? Whatever it may be, I'm telling you right now, the best way to set a bias for the day is one of 2 ways. One, have your bias set in your mind and trade that bias. Period. You can make moves throughout the day that favor your bias, but you got to know what your bias is. If your bias is bearish, even though the price kind of moves bullishly, then what you're wanting to do, if you are bearish, you are wanting to set shorts at highs, at high time frame highs. You want to set shorts at those highs, okay? Because the market is moving away from your bias, which is key. Market is moving away from your bias. If market is moving away from your bias, but your bias is, I want to go short, then you're looking for shorts. But where do you look for shorts at? You don't just jump in the middle of the range. You jump at the hot top of the range, wherever it may be. Now, a way to help you set a bias is by looking at this 15-minute candle. It's the 9:30 candle every morning for the New York session. 9:30 candle. Right here, it's black. To me, black on my screen means bearish. It is a bearish candle. It means price came down. That triggers in my mind that I am looking for some type of retrace to come in that I can short from, period. So, with that said, the 1 minute, that is going to be your entry. On the 15-minute, you go down to the 1 minute. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to go down to the 1 minute. We're going to try to find where we were, which should be easy because I drew on it. It was last Monday. There it is. All right. So we start seeing this move up here. Now, to me, after what has already happened, is we've already taken out this low right here, okay? So we've taken out that low right there. There's your displacement down. We've taken out the low, and now we are manufacturing liquidity to the upside because we didn't break this low, so that means we must be bullish, right? No. No. So what we are looking for is fair value gaps. Typically, I want to go for the most recent fair value gaps, but also I do see something very interesting, and that is a range, really tight range of consolidation that also hits that this top right here bounces off of and creates some equal highs up in here. So that would be a target for me to enter the trade, and it hits it twice to enter that trade. Target being first target, let's go from the first one since that's the most likely point, down to here. Less than 2 hours, you're in this trade. 2 hour trade, and you're out. Less than 2 hours, and you're out. So, bam, 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 thank you, ma'am. All right, so what else could you be looking for? Well, you could be looking for, if you had it pulled up, if I go ahead and do this, and I go ahead and I look at my London session. Let's go ahead, bring up the London session. So what could I possibly be looking for? So first thing I noticed right off the bat is I see equal lows right here, right? And I grabbed my fib. So I see equal lows right here. So that is going to be, I can't grab the right thing to save my freaking life. So I see equal lows here. So that is going to be a target for me. And of course, that's exactly where we go. We come down and we take out those equal lows. And we take out these, this looks like equal lows down here too, right there. Look at that. Straight down to it, guys. Straight down to it. It even takes out this low just barely, but I would go with the one that kind of had that little impulse move up there. You see? That little impulsive move right there. That is a sign of strength. So that is something that means that there was orders built here, or people, so they start selling, and then the market drops. So, awesome. Right there. 15-minute candle said we're bearish. Look for the pullback into a fair value gap, some type of point of interest. possibly on a higher time frame, we go to the 1 hour and we can see, was there something on the 1 hour that we could have gone to, that we could have looked at? There's nothing really there on the 1 hour. So we go back down to the 15-minute. There's really nothing really on the 15-minute either. We can go down to the 5-minute. Let's go down to the 5-minute. Let's just see. Instead of going straight to the 1 minute, let's go down to the 5-minute and take a look at that. So if we go down to the 5-minute, take a look at that. What do we have? We have the midpoint. Basically, I see a midpoint probably. Let's see. So these are consecutive closing candles here. And then we have the midpoint right there. And that's exactly where we go to. We actually go to the 786 retracement. Also pop through that golden pocket. I mean, that's just areas and areas and areas of confluence to say, hey, we're going to drop. Actually back test the 50 and then just fall apart. So you can take that trade. Anything that's before here, I would even say that you could take a trade on. If you get in before this thing breaks out, then I would just aim for that double, those equal lows, and then you have a nice 2-to-1 ratio. If you go from the top of this move, then you have a nice almost 2-to-1. We can actually make this a 2-to-1 ratio, and we're still going to hit. So, all right. I hope you guys are learning some stuff today. I've been going for an hour and a half, guys. It's been awesome. Maybe I'll have to do a 5-minute thing later. No one joined the swim channel today, which is fine. It's just me today. Cool beans, other than Tony Soprano up in the chat. Thank you, sir, for joining me. Thank you, everybody else, for joining me. I'm going to get more into this later on, of course, but this is just a baseline that I want everybody to come back and watch, and I want everybody to come back and watch. Take a look at this, and yeah, maybe we can get back on for the market close and see how Asia opens, and then I can show you the Asia market strategy that I just found this weekend. Hopefully it's the exact same as this, except it's with the 5-minute candle. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you for joining me. As always, please hit that like button on your way out. Thank you for supporting the channel with that subscribe button and hitting those likes and sharing and getting me boosted up in the YouTube algorithms. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Please tell me what you would like to see from this channel moving forward at the beginning or not. I know some people that watch me do like some fundamental analysis. Maybe I will do more deep dives into coins and stuff like that. I do want to get more involved with the fundamentals and not just the charts and the trades and all that stuff, because quite frankly, now that I have this strategy here, I'm only going to be trading a few times a week. I'm not going to be using my whole account in every trade. I'm not doing that anymore. I have been very consistent with this strategy. It has been working out very well, so I'm going to stick to it. It is not very time intrusive. Or time stealing anyway. It actually frees up a lot of time for me, so that is great for me to be able to go look at fundamentals, look at news, tell you guys what I'm seeing just around the marketplace and what we can, just try to give everybody the best opportunity to win in this market, in all these markets. But that's going to be it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. I'll see you in the next live. Until then, be safe, stay humble, be kind, be good, rep your hood. Peace out.
you.